In 2014, the body of a 15-year-old Indigenous girl, Tina Fontaine, was found wrapped in plastic at the bottom of a river in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Last month, her accused murderer was acquitted.
Racism is still ugly and is still alive.
That verdict set off protests from Indigenous people and their supporters, who say the Canadian government doesn't do nearly enough to protect their communities. Which is why a group called the Bear Clan Patrol has been keeping watch at night in Winnipeg and other cities ever since Fontaine's death.
Send me a picture of her. I need your contact information. I need a physical description because the picture is blurry. It doesn't tell me if she's 6 foot tall or 5 feet tall. Let's just make sure we're all connected again.
James Favel is the executive director of the Bear Clan.
Back, please.
Check.
Why did you start the Bear Clan Patrol in the first place?
When Tina Fontaine's body was pulled out of a Red River, that was it. I said we couldn't wait any longer.
The Bear Clan Patrol is a group of volunteers who, ever since Tina Fontaine's murder, walk the streets of Winnipeg in small teams. They carry naloxone kits for overdoses, tell would-be Johns to move along, help families search for missing children, and try to keep the peace.
In July of 2015, we came out with a commitment to our community 4 nights a week, Thursday through Sunday, and we've just been at it ever since. And It's just been growing and growing and growing from there. We wanted to live better lives in our community. We knew it was going to take an investment. It had to come from the community. It wasn't going to come from the feds. It wasn't going to come from any other agency. It had to be us. Sure.
The Bear Clan's self-help ethos is a direct response to what they see as systematic racism. Racism that plays itself out in everyday encounters and that they say leads the authorities to neglect crimes committed against Indigenous people.
My wife, standing in our front yard, the car would drive by and slow down and ask her if she wanted to make $20. My daughter couldn't come home from school without being badgered by John here in the community.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a woman in this community that doesn't have a story like that.
For many, that neglect was exemplified by the acquittal in the Fontaine case, which hundreds of people protested in Winnipeg last month.
She galvanized our community when she passed away, and now the injustice that continues to surround her case also again reminds us that we're still much more work ahead to do to make it right for people like her.
Indigenous women make up just 4% of all women in Canada, but account for 16% of all women murdered between 1980 and 2012, according to a 2014 report from the Canadian Police. And some estimates indicated the percentage of Indigenous women murdered is even higher, close to 42%.
There are thousands of other girls in Tina's situation right now, and all of us in Canada are responsible for that.
Among Carolyn's top priorities will be the creation of a national public inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in Canada.
2 years ago, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau did appoint a $54 million National Inquiry Commission to look into the problem of missing and murdered Indigenous women. But that inquiry has yet to issue a report, and protesters blame the Canadian police and the government for failing to respond with urgency. We asked the Winnipeg police about that criticism. They said, "We don't make commentary on social issues or on general, non-specific criticism," and added that their officers occasionally partner up on walks with the Bear Clan. The Bear Clan Patrol, for its part, keeps growing. It's now in 13 cities and has more than 1,000 members in Winnipeg alone, doing what they can to protect their own.
Yes. Is this the Bear Clan? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I kind of thought.
None of this is really rocket science. None of what we're doing is all that special. It's just the fact that we're the ones doing it. You guys clean up the neighborhood or what? We're trying to do it.
Thank you. Have a good night, you guys.
Yeah, take care.